Yes, it is true. I am an ex-vegan. I was a vegan for 5.5 very strict months up until a few months ago. And I had been a vegetarian, strict vegetarian for 7 years altogether, including that 5.5 of being vegan. I get this comment, and I think this is worth bringing, because right now where I'm at on my journey back away from veganism is I consider myself a kosher pescatarian. I'll eat some cheese, I'll eat eggs, and I'll eat certain kinds of fish. The cleaner fish, not tilapia, not shellfish, not catfish. So then I get this comment. So let's put this in perspective. Our great friend, Fab French, he's a regular watcher of my channel and has been for quite a while. Fab French asked me this question, quote, a question, would you find eating snails disgusting? I guess that you knew snails were eaten in France, but did you know it is also a specialty of Spanish cuisine? End quote. The answer is no, I did not know that. I definitely knew about French, but not Spanish. I did not know that was, no one ever told me. I learned something today. But yeah, when I think of escargot, I think of France. What's funny is between high school and college, I think I took something like 5 years of French, which there's a lot of French culture thrown in there that I became familiar with along the way. But to answer the question, do I think they're disgusting? My honest answer is yes. For me, now I know that I've made more than one video talking about how I have always loved anchovies, and now that I can eat fish again, anchovies are on the approved list as far as fish that are not on the bottom of the chain there. But a lot of most Americans see anchovies as absolutely disgusting. So it's easy to think, oh yeah, well, snails, anchovies, same thing. But here's where we're going to get into, I think, where it gets interesting. I have been kosher for over 10 years now. Faithfully kosher for over 10 years. So what that's done is it's rewired the way I see things. So for me, it's not about mentally is something disgusting. It's where is it on the food chain? Is it a bottom feeder? Or is it at least a little bit closer to the top? And so when I look at snails, when we look at the kosher food laws that we see in the Old Testament, snails would not be approved. They are at the very bottom of the chain there, just like shellfish would be, or vultures would be, for example. So for me, it literally is disgusting in that way, and that would be the reason why I wouldn't eat snails. Now granted, who knows? Give me a couple years, maybe I will throw it all out the window and said, forget being kosher, let me eat as much pork and shellfish as I can possibly get my hands on. Who knows? I don't want to say otherwise, because then I'll just jinx myself, right? But I have no plans to ever have escargot, and I never have had it before. But in the chance that I ever go to Spain, I would have to sit that one out. I would have to say, thank you, I don't want to offend you in your culture for the escargot, but I could always explain to them that I abide by kosher, and there are certain things I cannot eat in the same way I could not have pork. So that would be my answer today in January of 2019. We could see how that could change over the years. But it's not simply that snails seem disgusting, it's that they break the kosher law on what is considered a cleaner animal versus one that is unclean. So that's my answer, but we can keep this conversation going if you do in the comments right here.